50+ e-tools by the Constructor's friend are designed to assist anyone involved in a construction project, large or small, anywhere in the world, with simple methods for independently estimating, planning, tracking and/or controlling areas of works that are of particular interest, directly or indirectly. E-tools are intended to be extra useful when a sophisticated project control program is not available, such as during the early stages of a large-scale project, or not affordable for works of a minor nature, or during the closing stages of a project when focused attention to detail is vital. See how to acquire an e-tool, together with a catalog of published tools, at the end of this video. And now, here's Jack, our man on site.
Hi. In order to create a construction site, we first have to clear the area required of any vegetation that might exist. As you might imagine, a new site might be located in level and open countryside, with only a few trees to clear. Conversely, it might be in a hilly area containing thick bush, forest and marshy ground, with streams running through. Messy stuff, full of hidden obstacles. Either way, whatever the situation might be, someone first has to work out what resources of equipment and manpower will be required, how long the job will take, and how much it is going to cost. Estimating this type of work isn't what you might call an exact science. But here is a little calculator that can be used at least to establish an order of magnitude for the task and arrive at a ballpark cost figure. Okay. Now starting from the top, we are told that white cells are generally for inputting data, and we can give the estimate a title and enter today's date. Then moving down to the right, we are required to enter the hours per day and number of days per week that our crew will be working. Let's say 9 and 6, respectively. Then, looking at the tabulation on the left, we see that we will be having to decide on a difficulty factor for our site's clearance. Given that 1 is the default for a straightforward exercise, whilst 3 will reflect a really difficult task ahead. Moving lower down to the left-hand blue tabulation, we see that an average industry norm rate of 3,200 square meters per hour can be achieved by an operational spread when the work is straightforward, that is to say, where the difficulty factor is 1. However, user can change this figure if experience of the locale suggests otherwise. For the purposes of this example, let's now enter a number for the area to be cleared, say 100,000 square meters, and assume a difficulty factor of 2, which tells us that one crew, or spread, will take roughly 62 hours to do the job, translating into just over a week, with 9 equipment items and 23 personnel as shown on the right. For convenience, we are also shown what the effects of having 2 or 3 spreads would obviously have on time and numbers. Carrying on down, we come to the numbers and categories of personnel in a crew or spread, where cost rates have to be entered in order to come up with an estimate. Then we come to the equipment items normally considered necessary in a single site clearance spread, where again cost or higher rates must be entered. However, based on experience, user is at liberty to change equipment types and numbers, together with changes to personnel, if considered necessary to get a more accurate estimate. To save time with this presentation, we will only enter a few numbers, just to demonstrate that a total cost estimate will appear on the bottom line, and user is encouraged to try a few dummy runs in order to get familiar with what this calculator can or cannot do before using in a real situation. As with any ballparking exercise, this calculator can kick off a process by which new information details can be inputted from time to time, in order to regularly update the overall estimate and achieve greater accuracy.